Welcome, everybody. I'm Claudia Trevor Wright on behalf of Heather Zessiger, who is usually here to open these amazing sessions with our friends and partners at YMC. Today, Hannah Hickman and Molly Hogan will be going over the lessons learned from their time talking to us over the last few months about social media and how to up our game in the health professions on college campuses. We're very grateful that they're here with us today to do that review and hopefully have some time for questions at the end. And with that, it is my pleasure to hand it over to Hannah, I believe. Hannah, you're starting?
Yes, all good.
Great.
Hi, everybody. Welcome if you're here for the first time. If not, welcome back. We've been here for a little bit. Just as a reminder, from YMC, Youth Marketing Connection, we are a marketing and communications agency aimed towards communicating with millennials and Gen Z. So today, as we mentioned, we are going to be going over lessons learned, just spend some time reflecting and how we can use what we've learned going forward. So first things first, let's go over a little bit what we talked about. So over the past few sessions, we've met once a month since January. We have talked about, we've not managing misinformation. We talked about conflict de-escalation, which is something that was very helpful for all of us, both online and offline. We've talked about planning and executing on-campus events. We've talked about social media best practices, both in as your positions as an ambassador and a budding young professional, and about managing burnout. Apologize for the slide. Here's something got mixed up, but I will make sure that's fixed when we send these notes out to you. I don't see that we have a lot of people here, but if you want, feel free to participate. Is there anything that anyone has learned in these presentations that's been very helpful for you in your work? Anything that you have found surprising or interesting? Feel free to drop that in the chat. But one thing that we got a lot of great feedback about was the conflict de-escalation. It's a great tool, especially as an ambassador when you are talking about such a sensitive topic, as well as just in life in general. You are going to be dealing with conflict going forward in life, in the workplace, among friends and family. And it's just good to have these tools in your back pocket. And as a reminder, all of these sessions were recorded and sent out, and they're on the website if you ever want to go back and reference what we've talked about, as well as the handouts. So let me kick it over to Molly talking about being an ambassador.
Sure. All right. So we've talked a lot about what is an ambassador throughout the program. Your position as an ambassador is a really great learning experience for you, and hopefully has provided some great opportunities and benefits. This position should have allowed you to not only keep your campus healthy and safe, which is clearly the most important thing, but it also can act as a resume builder and a great talking point as you begin your journey into the American workforce. Being able to talk about a sensitive and politically, emotionally charged topic has already bolstered your communication skills and has hopefully allowed you to learn a little bit more about communicating best practices, how to reach different groups. We've talked a lot about conflict de-escalating. So all of that is really great skills to take into the future. The opportunity should have also allowed you to build some relationships, not only with your campus, the other people on your campus, but with your fellow ambassadors, campus partners, our friends at ACHA, hopefully a couple of other people as well. So these relationships can be really valuable for you, whether it's expanding your friend group socially or making networking contacts, or just creating additional opportunities to learn. We hope that you all really take away some of the connections that you've made. And lastly, your position as an ambassador should have also helped you build trust and credibility for yourself. Hopefully you built more trust for yourself, you're a little bit more confident. And then additionally, from your peers and maybe even your professors or other campus employees, that you are a credible source of information and that you're a reliable representative on your campus. You took a big leap in stepping into this role and serving as a leader on your campus, and it hasn't gone unnoticed by us, and I'm certain that it hasn't gone unnoticed by your campus partners as well. So not only have you established yourself as a trustworthy, incredible person on campus, it will extend kind of beyond your time in school and help you in the future with your career moves. Also, just kind of want to open up the floor, no pressure, but if there's anyone who has additional benefits that they want to call out, like if there's something that maybe we didn't get to on this slide or something that surprised them that they learned or gained from their ambassadorship opportunity.
Something that we've heard from other ambassadors in other programs that we run at YMC is just the opportunity to meet new people, make friends with people who they've seen every day on campus, and also just the chance to really learn a lot beyond what you're even able to teach about others. You've learned a lot about the subject you're talking about. You've learned a lot how things work in the world, whether it's on your campus, professionally, interpersonally rather, and so much more. So if you have any more to add, just drop that in the chat, but we will keep trucking on forward. So you're entering the real world either very, very soon or within the next few years. I'm sure many of you have also been applying to internships and have other part-time jobs while you are students. It's really important to be able to frame this in a way that resonates with your professional goals. It's a great resume builder, but you need to also know how to frame it to make sure that it best aligns with what you've done and also can really pique interest. So some key skills that you've gained as part of this role, communication. You've gained amazing interpersonal communication skills in this position. You've communicated and persuaded various diverse groups on sensitive and timely topics. Being able to communicate, especially on tough topics with a variety of people, is very, very valuable from a professional standpoint and in many environments. This is a great way to frame things, be able to build that communication skill, even your public speaking skills whatsoever as well. A lot of people who are recruiting for jobs will talk about, I don't really care what you majored in, I care if you can talk about what you did. So that is a great thing that you've learned in this position. Event planning, you've planned and executed multiple events, you've coordinated various departments and people, you've communicated with a variety of stakeholders, and you achieved the goal of your event. Your career might not be in event planning or really have anything to do with it. However, when you have this ability, you have that ability to demonstrate that you can juggle multiple tasks, see a project through from start to finish, and you can coordinate across multiple areas. There's a lot of moving parts in event planning, and this is a really great skill to add to any resume. You also gained leadership skills. You planned an event, you led discussions, you worked with a large organization like ACHA. Leadership skills are so valuable to demonstrate and can really help differentiate you from other applicants when you're pursuing a career, a new promotion, and more. It's really great to be able to demonstrate that you did this amazing thing while you're in college, and hopefully that can translate really well to your next professional endeavor. When you're also talking about your experience as an ambassador, there are some specific callouts that you might want to use to bolster your resume. This will help contextualize a little bit of your experience in an easy to understand way. Giving specific numbers, we give some examples in the slide, such as the number of events that you led, the number of students or that you've talked to or communicated with, the amount of social media impressions that you gained. These specific numbers not only help give some solid evidence to your work, it also really grabs attention when someone's scanning through a stack of resumes. I'm going to notice a number over to someone saying, I did stuff. You want to be able to really bolster that. So let me kick it back over to Molly.
Awesome. So let's talk about next steps moving forward with all of this experience. Once this position wraps up, there are a few different paths forward that you can take to best utilize the experiences that you've gained. There are many other companies and brands, organizations, etc., that utilize campus ambassadors to sell products, raise awareness, build brand loyalty, and many of the ambassador programs look for those with experience, and this position can help you gain similar positions if you are able to do so. And there are a few platforms out there that you can help find the right ambassadorship for you. YMC is one of them. Again, Youth Marketing Connection is where Hannah and I work, and we have a ton of different partnerships with different brands who are looking to connect directly to college audiences and build up a recognizable brand name on campuses. So definitely, if you're interested in continuing with this experience, don't hesitate for a second to reach out to us, because like I said, we've got a ton of different organizations and brands that we work with. Additionally, the experiences that you've gained can help you start similar programs yourself. So does your campus health center need some help getting word about their services out to the school? Are you interested in continuing your work with the campus community health space? look into partnering with your campus health department, see if there's an internship or some other kind of collaboration that you can do with them, and start a similar program or discuss ways that you can work with them. ACHA administers a variety of different programs, so definitely stay connected with ACHA as well and take a look at some of their resources. I know that they've got a Career Center page, ACHA Connect, and there's a couple of additional resources as well. So that's another really great kind of starting off point when you're figuring out your next move. And then lastly, just continue advocating. You've been equipped with the tools and resources to learn how to be an effective advocate for health. And if you want to continue advocating for vaccination or other kind of health topics that are of interest to you, then you have the ability to do so. And we encourage you to explore your interests and think about how you can use these new skills to help benefit others.
Perfect. So we wanted to open the floor. We recognize it's a small group, so we'll talk about this a little bit more. Feel free to drop it in the chat, but this is something that we think it is important to do even by yourself later. There is very important to reflect on the experiences that you have. It's important to be able to look back, take stock of what you've learned, take stock of where you could have done better or the program could have done better, and look for opportunities how to continue to expand what you did. So the way that a lot of these discussions go, we like using the rose, thorn, and bud format. So the roses, they talk about the successes and the highlights. What were your successes? What were the highlights of your time as an ambassador? Was there any time that you achieved or really surpassed your goal, or maybe even learned something very surprising about yourself? Feel free to drop that in the chat, but if not, feel free to also do this by yourself. I believe in the handouts, we did include some information on how to do this own reflection by yourself. For the thorn, these are talking about struggles and challenges that you might have experienced in this position. Were there times where you didn't get as much participation as you hoped, where the event just fell apart at the last second, where conversation might not have gone as well? It's important to look at those and to examine what happened, but also be careful not to dwell too much on that. With everything that's gone wrong, think of all that's gone right. But it is important to look at that as well. And then the bud, what are the further opportunities for the future? What ways can this program change or improve in the future? Now, this can be whether the ambassadorship, how you participated, your ideas, and so forth. It's really important to be able to wrap up this experience and look back and take what you've learned. There is a lot to learn. You guys have learned so much over this past semester and past year, and I'm sure you will continue that journey going forward. So feel free to drop it in the chat. If not, feel free to just do this reflection on your own. It's a good way to wrap up any experience. So we also want to talk, if you guys want to talk any more, are there any comments or questions? Is there anything you want to talk about in regards to the position, the school year, these presentations? Feel free to drop any comments. Feel free to, you can also reach out to us later. I will drop my email in the chat. You can also visit the website if you want to contact us. We really want to thank you all for attending and participating in these sessions, as well as working on your campus to keep your fellow students and community members safe. We recognize this has not been an easy 2+ years at this point, especially this past year, being back on campus in this position. But thank you all so much for all that you're doing, for participating, for learning with us. Will there be another series like this? So this is the last one of this particular series. I will have to refer that back to ACHA to see if there'll be another series altogether. But as a reminder, you can go on the ACHA website and look at all of our past presentations as well.
Aisha Oli here from ACHA. I would just say to stay tuned on the COVAC website, ACHA's COVAC website, which I'll link in the chat. And there'll be postings if there are going to be any sessions similar to this.
All right. I believe that's all from us. If anyone has anything else to say in the chat, I'll stick around for a little bit. But otherwise, I will kick it back over to the ACHA team.
All righty, well, I guess that concludes our session. Thanks again, Hannah and Molly, for the great presentation. It was great to have you both with us. Thank you everyone else for attending. We hope you enjoyed this presentation and stay tuned for the session recording and handouts, which will be posted to the COVAC website, hopefully by next week. Take care, everyone, and have a good rest of your day.
Thanks, everyone.